How are we?
Sorry, we're waiting on a different story.
Funny thing about this song is you're either going to like it or you're going to be a hater, right? There's no in betweens. People like Nickelback or not. I'm just a big fan of music, so I like everybody. And like, give me a break, guys. They made a gazillion dollars, and they sold a lot of records. So like, don't try to be all high and mighty saying, "Oh, I don't like them."
I like them too. I like their mix of stuff. I find that they either like they've got some fast stuff, they have some slow stuff, they have some stuff that kind of borders country.
Yeah,
they have some stuff that borders rock, and they just I like that. So
Yeah.
I like a variety of stuff. And
yeah,
how you remind me is by being on video.
right. Like that segue. I know we stretch sometimes, but that's still a good segue.
It is a good segue, exactly. So, how's your week?
Good, busy, and I heard we got some questions, so that's good because that's always, How was yours? Since I just saw you a couple days ago.
It was good. I did some work, which was great. It's been a good mix of stuff. So some client calls, work, and then as much as putting the same picture up in the same place over and over again. Sometimes that tedious stuff. So it was interesting because I was sitting there this afternoon. It was probably like around 3:30, and I'm like, I'm just done. Like I don't want to think. And that to me is the perfect time to do some of that tedious work.
Me too.
In our businesses, we have tedious work.
Yeah. You just have to, load up pictures, add some text, go to Canva, make the graphic, download it, go to your program. Yeah. But I'm like you. I usually do it after dinner because I kind of have a rule that I don't really work after dinner because I just can't do it anymore. But I will take my laptop, sit on the couch, watch Netflix, and do tedious work.
Exactly. Because to me, that's not work. That's just, it's a job that needs to get done. And I know a lot of people talk about outsourcing some of that stuff, and it's easy to do. However, to me, it's just that mindless.
Yeah. And I find, the problem with outsourcing is, and I think you're a lot like me, Stacy, is that the volume of time it takes you to actually tell them what they need to do, you could have done it. So that's my problem, right?
In this particular case, it would have been difficult because my original idea of what I wanted to do didn't work.
Right.
So I needed to see that at step 1, not at step 20 when they had all the images uploaded. And I'm like, don't really like the way that looks. Can you put them all? Can you do them all over again?
Yeah, and 20 hours of paying them later. It's like it's not really what.
No, I changed my mind. No, I think I'll do it that way. No, can we just try it one more time with that logo just a little higher?
Exactly. And I think, so one thing people don't understand, we're very good at it. Because we do a lot on our own, we know how time consuming everything is, but most people don't. They don't understand, how much time it is to just make a graphic and post it or do a video and, do the captions on it, change a graphics, change your link and bio, change. Like, it's a lot of time, but people think it's very quick. It isn't.
Because it looks immediate to them.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I give you, this piece of information and you fly me back a graphic.
Exactly.
Wow, that probably took you like 2 seconds. Well, no, actually it probably took like a half an hour and sometimes 45 minutes, depending on how much information that they have to go by.
Exactly. So, it's always good for you to do it yourself at least once, anything to understand. So then you would appreciate how much, if you want to outsource it, you'll understand the cost and you won't say, oh, that's too expensive, or because you'll realize that it will take you probably, quadruple the amount of time, and those hours could have been used, doing something that you're good at.
Exactly. And I'm always a big advocate of understanding all the different aspects of your business and know how to do it. You may not want to do it, and that's where you outsource, but at least you know how to do it, again, so that you not only appreciate it, but you also can give direction.
Exactly. So speaking of direction, we got some questions.
We do. So there were some people who watched the replay on Monday of the video training, and they did come. So I went through the comments underneath our live from Monday, and there were some questions. So I wanted to make sure that we answered those first. And then if anybody has questions tonight, obviously we're here. We're here hanging out. So one of the questions was, which it's been interesting because I want to hear how you answer this one, because I know that we've had some different things. But basically it was, do you have anything additional in regards to bullet points for items you want to talk about situated around your video camera that other people can't see in the feed? So what do you say to that?
So, so, you know, I try to get, and if you're taking my speaker training, you don't need notes, and you don't need, you know, bullet points and tags everywhere. However, if you are doing, you know, a podcast or a summit or something, and you know you want to make sure you get these 3 points out, you're still not 100% sure, then I would absolutely just, it's real simple. Get a whiteboard and put it in front of, like, so where no one can see it, right behind your laptop, or tape it to a wall or wherever. Put it somewhere, but don't write out a sentence. It's a keyword to make you remember what you're going to talk about, right? One word. So we don't, Stacy and I don't do that. We don't write notes because we don't really know what we're talking about most of the time. People say whatever. So, but we always know. So if you give us, you know, Stacy asked me the question, I'm telling you exactly what I think, which is, you can do it. You need to either use a board, a piece of paper, something that triggers one word. So again, I don't need to write that down in advance. I know what what I'm telling you. So what's your answer, Stace?
Yeah, I was going to say, if it makes you feel more comfortable, because I guess what I've done, especially in the beginning, was make those notes. So I want to make sure that I cover these topics in, you know, whatever conversation I'm having. And I know sometimes you can get those, I don't know what they're called, tent things.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called. They're like a triangle with paper on them that you can stand on your desk. And those are really good. The challenge, I think I would just warn against doing that too much, because unless you're using a teleprompter, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago, and you're looking right at the screen, again, you know, you're looking off camera to reference for your note. And I think that's almost like reading a script, and it looks bad specifically on video. On podcasting, I think it's a story. But again, because when we, again, I'll bring this up, when we first started doing lives, people were asking me why I was looking left. Like, what are you looking at that's beside your camera? So people noticed. And of course, beside me again is the Facebook feed on a different screen. And I monitor that to make sure that we're good and we're alive and all that kind of stuff. So I would just hesitate on that. Like I said, only a couple of notes maybe that you can glance over to make sure you're on track.
Keyword. Yeah, just a keyword. So if you know you want to make 3 points, then put that one keyword for each point. And it doesn't have to be anything big. You don't have to put it over there. You can literally get a sticky note and put it right onto your laptop, right? And if you can see those 3 words, you'll know, right? I unfortunately can't because I don't have my glasses on, so I wouldn't be able to read it. So it doesn't really, I can't win. That's why, that's probably why I just, you know, push to make sure that you don't need notes and stuff as well, because you just never know if you can see it. So,
but also goes back to technology, like making sure like that you have it on something that's not technology based.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the biggest.
That's why we're saying, paper. But just so everyone understands that we're not telling you to do this. Okay. We're telling you the only time, I mean, my expectation is that you know what you're talking about, and so you don't need to do this. The only time I would say it is if you have this huge opportunity, for example, let's say you're doing a virtual summit where you know there's going to be 10,000 people that are going to watch it, and you know this is an opportunity for you, then you still know your stuff, but you just want to make sure that there's 3 key points you don't want to forget. And if it's a live Q&A, you might get off track, right?
Exactly.
So that's the way that you keep those 3 points, but don't use it as a crutch because people can tell.
So this is a question because you're not wearing glasses, so I will reference this one. But basically, because we were talking about the ring light and stuff like that, so someone says, to me, they say, I wear glasses similar to yours and use a ring light. How do you not get the reflection in your glasses? Because I don't have the reflection in mine. Glare, they've reduced the light. So I'm just gonna, if I can do this. So if I go up, you can see that there is a ring light in front of me, but the ring light is above me. So it's not so what I think the mistake that people make with ring lights, and if you put your glasses on, I know that your ring light is a little bit higher.
Yes.
Yeah, right? You'd have to look up. So what I would suggest is that you make the ring light a little bit above you.
Yeah.
Because what happens with people is they put the ring light right in front of them, and then of course it reflects off your glasses.
Yeah. And you
can see the ring, put it up.
You can get anti-glare glasses. They're just really hard to get. So,
but not necessary, because again, mine are fully glared, and because you can see it if I look up. But my ring light's just a little bit above, and just put it above your put it on books, put it on whatever. Yeah.
Or if with ours, you have a tripod. So
yeah, exactly. So whatever works, just make it sure it's higher than you, and you won't run into the problem with that. Yeah. So this is the next question is from Jen. And it's about what type of camera to use. Mm-hmm. So because we talked a lot about taking a video on your laptop. And of course, she isn't necessarily in front of her computer making videos, but she was hoping for something a little bit better than her phone. So she's just asking our opinion on DSLR cameras.
Yeah.
And getting a higher quality recording. Would that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, given Jen is the creator of Ashtanga Central, and she's a yoga instructor, and she's a yoga expert. So she does a lot of videos, obviously, practices. So anyone that is what you'd call a vlogger or something generally uses DSLRs. They're usually that Canon one that if you just say, what do the influencers use? It usually shows up. Spencer could actually put it in the group. But yeah, I mean, I think if that's what you're doing, that's a better fit than, trying to, there's nothing wrong with your laptop, right? If you have a great webcam, you can hook up any microphone, anything you want. Yeah. But if you want to, take your camera out and go outside locations and all that, a DSLR is kind of cool, right?
And I think it also depends on how much you are going to be doing videos. And I think we talked about this a little bit on Monday, that if you're more of a casual, just want to post them on social media, because I know I've seen specifically with her, I've seen her on, IG Reels, and I've seen her on TikTok, and she posts a lot of stuff on Instagram stories and stuff like that. So for those purposes, no, not necessary. If you're 100% just going to post social videos. But if you're talking about like someone like her that is probably doing videos, as a program or something along those lines, that's a little bit of a different story.
Yeah. And that's the one that I would say, it's easier to hook up proper mics, lavaliers, all that stuff. That's a natural integration. Saying all that, it is not necessary. No. So it's cool this is how I say it. If you have the cash and you want something fun, that's cool. And it's easy to use. Absolutely. Is it necessary? No. If you have a really good laptop, and we'll do our plug for the mothership, our Apple and our Mac products. If you have a really good, and the reason we plug it is because if you're creating videos and photos and programs, it's just easier on a Mac. Sorry, PC people, but it's just easier.
Yeah, exactly. So, there's no denying it.
No. So if you have all that, do you need it? No. Is it cool to have? Sure. But that's one of those luxuries that I would say, if it's like, I don't know, say it's like, I don't even know how much it is, $2,000 or something. I would say, okay, that's my game, right? So let me sell $2,000 worth of products over and above what I normally budget. And then I can go, that's play money. And then I can go buy the cool product.
Yeah. And it's just, and that's all it is. It's a cool product, but you're right, not necessary. So, and the other question, sort of a combination, there's two, but they kind of relate to each other. And that is, we were talking on Monday about, because a lot of people were saying Zoom, and we were talking about StreamYard, and we were talking about going live and streaming and stuff like that.
I have a big preference. That's why we're on it.
So I have a problem with Zoom, and this is not to put them down. I think they're absolutely fine to do one-on-one conversations.
Yes.
They're not set up. That was an add-on. So they were not set up to go live. They just integrated it because, and that happened, not that long ago. Whereas this is built for live streaming.
And the nice thing about this is that it's so good that it's built for live that you don't have to be live, and it's better than others because it's basically, built to in the most challenging situations, right?
Right. So Zoom was built as a web conferencing software to record with, and you can also go live.
Right.
This one was built as a live streaming software, and you can also record.
Right. And I think StreamYard does, like, how many people does it go up to? 10 or something?
Yeah.
That's
so again, if you're having guests and bring them in, one of the things that I like about this is the control that you have in the green room. So I know you guys don't see that, you just see us. But if somebody had popped in, they wouldn't automatically just come as part of our stream. Whereas with Zoom, it's boom, they're there when they log in.
Yeah.
Yes, permit them and lock some things. But here I see them and I can take them in and out very easily and share screen and all of that stuff. I like the overlay. Again, we talked about this on Monday, right? Like I like my little live stream button here and I like my logo here and the fact that I can put our names there and put some branding there. So that's what I really like about it more than anything else is to me, it makes it look very professional.
And it's pretty inexpensive. And it's literally, if you did it month by month, it's probably equivalent to Zoom, right?
Yeah.
If you're doing it month to month. So, I mean, and in particular, guys, like when Black Friday rolls around and Cyber Monday, that's when software goes on sale. I don't know if StreamYard would, but it's a good thing to keep in mind. There's so many players out there. You can use a lot of them. But again, you got to find, what's a good fit. I just like, we both own Ecamm. We bought it 100 years ago and it works. And I just got an email today. I think you might have saw it, Stacy, where they're just adding interviews now into Ecamm. So there's a lot of old softwares that are updating and coming up to spec. StreamYard just happens to be a new one that like boom took off because it was so good. So do we push it? Yeah. Do we own stock in the company? No.
So that's all the questions we have, but I'm curious while we're here, did your Instagram update yesterday?
It did not.
It did not.
No.
I post in the group.
I saw your post, so I, of course, went right away. I'm just going to check it right now. But no, it did not because I was like, what's she talking about when I was looking at your screenshots? I have to put my glasses on now, guys. And I'm looking and nope.
So it's funny because last night I literally, and I don't even know when it updated because in the morning it was the same as it always was.
Yeah.
And I never, ever get anything in Instagram. Like I'm always like the last one. So I literally open up my Instagram and there's a notification on the top right-hand corner. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And what wasn't on my screenshot was the fact that, go look at the post. It's down below. So basically at the top right-hand corner is now your notifications and your direct messages. Beside it. And then you go on the plus is now on the top left-hand corner where you can post a story, reels, live, whatever the case may be. And on the bottom, I think this is why they did it, because at the bottom, you can now go to reels immediately from the bottom of this. So where the plus button was is a little video camera icon where you can look at reels. So I figured they needed a place where you could easily go to reels, whereas obviously before. And then they have shopping, the reels, search, and then your profile, which was really cool. But I really liked the fact that everything was all in one. So post, story, reels, live. Perfect.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Exactly.
That took a while, but good for them. I mean, you always have to constantly be watching and updating and seeing. And then the only problem is, Stacy will point something out and I'll be like, I don't have it yet. And then, but we're both still waiting for LinkedIn.
I still can't go live on LinkedIn. I was going to try that one day again. But you can also go, which I didn't see before until this afternoon. if you go to your home page on Instagram, like your profile page, your own, and you click the pluses in the top left-hand corner, it's like, what do you want to create? Do you want to create a post, a story highlight, an IGTV video, or a reel? So you now get those 5 choices as part of their collection, which I thought was really cool. So well done, Instagram. I think that was a great update that they put through, and obviously it's rolling out. So watch for that.
Right. Well. And we've talked all about videos this week, so there shouldn't be anyone holding back. You should go ahead and give it a shot, right? I mean, it's not that scary, right? It's just hold it, click it, and be done with it. Don't overthink things, especially if you're just doing your stories and it's only 24 hours anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to be committed to it. So,
well, I accidentally went live today because I started pressing all kinds of buttons. All of a sudden, it was like, "You're live!" This big thing across. I went, "What?"
Yeah. So the only thing I want to point out to everyone, I just pointed out to somebody yesterday, and I don't think they know, is that you can actually film. I know it's basics, Stacey, but you can film on your Instagram, right? Like you're doing a story, and then you don't have to post it. You can click the button that downloads it and it saves. And what's the cool part of that? Because now I know people are like, well, why don't you just film it on your camera? Because Instagram, you get to use filters.
Yeah.
So, and I like to play with them. I like every time I see a new one, I download it. And I like today, I think I used something today and yesterday. I used something called Luminous because it was a new one that I found from somebody. So every time I find a new one, I just like to play with it anyway, even if I don't really like it or I'm not sure, because it's kind of cool to see the differences. Now I haven't done bunny ears or anything.
No, these are, if you've watched any of our, you'll see some sparkles every once in a while or something pop in. So I kind of like those as well. And it was funny because I needed to send something. I had 2 pictures and I needed to send it to somebody in the same image. And I was just thinking, I'm like, well, I could do this, I could do that. I'm like, what am I doing? Instagram story.
Yeah.
Click.
Yeah.
And saved. And then deleted the story. I'm like, because they just make it easy.
Yeah. So people don't really understand that. That's what I was trying to explain to somebody. I said, because they said, what were they saying? They said, I don't really like how I look. And I said, well, just film it on Instagram and you can pick a filter. And, and I didn't know. I mean, Spencer taught me that you could download it. I didn't know the download when I first did it. Yeah. So, it's not that don't think you're not smart enough or anything. Somebody has to tell you, like Stacey told us today about what's coming. So at least when it comes now, you'll understand it and you'll not be like, what the heck, where's everything gone?
Yeah. Well, and I think it might've been part of the fact that, I think I told you guys a couple of weeks ago, my Facebook reverted back to the old look. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. And I've lived with it and that's fine. And then what was it? Oh, hang on. This is just really funny. So the things that happen in our, I need to take a screenshot of the freeze frame that's on Facebook of us right now. Because it stops in the weirdest spot. So I reverted back to the old Facebook. And then I think it was when we were working together on Thursday, I have the new Facebook again. So I'm just wondering if they just kind of reset something. So that's what I was wondering, if that was part of it, but then you don't have the new Instagram.
Yeah, but they were like being nice because they screwed you up on Facebook and they thought they'd be nice to you. But LinkedIn just doesn't like to be nice to anybody, period.
No, they don't. I don't know how they're rolling things out. It's driving. I have literally applied to get LinkedIn Live about 5,000 times.
Right. And she is a LinkedIn specialist.
It's on my profile. If there's anybody that they should give that to first, me.
Yeah. That's why Stacey's going to be really mad if they give it to me because I never go on it.
I keep looking every once in a while.
So just so you guys understand, you see us, especially me, you see me on everything, but we talked very clearly that we both use Publer. We both have somebody who does a lot of our stuff, but we do our own as well. But we use Publer so that we do one post and it pushes out to everything, including LinkedIn. So I don't natively post on LinkedIn. Stacey might, but I don't.
I do, yeah.
So
I'm there and I hang out and I, obviously know the platform really, really well and I engage on it. But anyway, it is what it is. We're waiting with bated breath. But if they go live on LinkedIn and I'm not there, that's why.
Right.
Okay. Well, you know what? I think that's a wrap. Because it's Friday night and apparently it's a beautiful day here. And it's weird. I was just thinking earlier that I remember a few months ago, this time of night was really challenging for me because the sun was like literally coming right in my window, and now it's pitch dark.
Yeah. And it's for those of you, we're in the Toronto area, and there is up north, there's a tornado warning, and then there's a big thunderstorm warning down here. So it was nice.
Yeah. I don't know. It's dark. I can't see anything.
Yeah. So on Monday, we are doing digital products, right?
Yes, that's
doing
awesome.
digital products. So I really think if anyone is still trying to launch or doesn't know what to do, Monday's the day. You need to come, ask your questions, get involved. If you have an idea for something, just throw it by us, because it's your perfect opportunity to say, do you think this will work? Do you need to tweak it? Don't worry if there's other people who will hear your idea. They're not going to steal it. And if they do, it doesn't matter, because it won't be as good as yours.
Well, that's a really interesting, because I did see somebody, it might have been one of a Facebook group of a program that houses different courses and stuff. And it's like, well, I want to talk to somebody about it, but I'm afraid that if I tell anybody, somebody will steal my idea. Yeah. That's for next week. We'll have that conversation on Monday.
There's no new ideas, guys. No new ideas.
So Monday, digital product, all next week. So we will see you then. Have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.